good?
Yeah. I was just wondering, because what happened is I was trying to speak to Uthman earlier, but then I was asking him some questions about the Quran, but then Steve came and interrupted. So I was thinking that obviously you'd have some knowledge of it as well. So the first thing I was going to ask, I don't know if you got a Quran on you.
I have Quran, yeah.
Well, you might know this one anyway. It's Surah 85 and 21 and 22.
What does it say?
It says, but this is an honored Quran in a preserved slate.
Okay.
So, is that what is that talking about? What is this Quran which is in a preserved slate?
Come, let me see it in Arabic.
All right.
You said chapter 85?
Yeah, 21 and 22.
85. Al-Buruj. 590. Which verse?
21 and 22.
بل هو قرآن مجيد في لوح محفوظ. This is he's talking about the tablet with the mother of all books, including the Quran, with God.
Right.
It's not about the Quran here, because he's talking about في لوح محفوظ. That means preserve place is not with us, but it's being revealed to us, and it's revelation. It is as well with God.
Right, but it's still, because it's got Quranun is one of the words, so
مكنون
Quranun.
لوح محفوظ. Like لوح محفوظ, you mean? Is the last word, yeah? 22.
Yeah.
لوح محفوظ, like you know, لوح. You can say for when you go to school and you have the board where you write everything down.
Blackboard.
Yeah. Blackboard. It's لوح. It means like لوح محفوظ, preserve board.
Right. Okay. So the question I want to ask about that board or the slate is it in Arabic, the one which is in heaven?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So that Arabic that's on there, does it have the diacritical marks on it?
I have no idea.
Okay, but then
as long, what I'm saying is, God, He knows the scripture and He knows the languages. As long as the language being, even when Quran was revealed, there was no dot or comma or anything.
Yeah.
But the pronunciation from the Prophet, it explained accordingly. So later on, the scholar, they start to make it easy for people to pronounce it as the Prophet pronounced it. And as long as God, He revealed it to the Prophet, he must know how it's written. And
so potentially it might not be Arabic.
No, it is Arabic.
But then, would that then be the Arabic of the time of your Prophet, where it was just the letters?
What I'm saying is, I don't want to say assumption, but for God, He knows all the languages. The languages, actually, the Aramaic and Hebrew and Arabic coming originally from another main language used to be taught, because sister languages coming from a source. And God, He knows the sources, because He revealed the previous messages not in Arabic, but in Hebrew and Aramaic to Jesus.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, for God, He has the knowledge of everything. For us, it doesn't matter how it preserved, as long as we have it, the copy with our hand to pronounce it the way He wishes us to do.
Right.
You got my point?
Yeah. Okay. So going on from there then. So I know that most Muslims will say that the way the Quran was preserved is by recitation.
Yes.
But would you say that memorization is perfect, or does it need help?
God, because if it is His word, He made it easy for people to memorize it by heart, even non-speaking Arabic. And this is, but by itself, is very significant, because you can see there's people who can memorize all of it.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, what was the question?
No. Is the memorization, is it perfect? You know.
Yeah, it is perfect. Why? Because the way the Prophet, peace upon him, recited, orally transmitted to the other, and they memorize it, and so on. And you can see till now in a country like Sudan or wherever, and everywhere actually, there's schools who teach the children from the age of 2-3 years old how to memorize it, and they become 10 years old, 15 years old, they memorize it by heart. And always while they recite it, he doesn't need the book anymore, because he have it in his by heart.
Right.
And that's why if the Quran, for someone to take all the Quran and get rid of them, there's always somebody will come, memorize it by heart, and they can reprint it again.
Yeah, but the only thing about it is that then that person that comes, it depends on where they learned it from, isn't it? Because
the language of the Quran is all the same wherever you come from. So it doesn't matter the accent, it doesn't matter where you come from. And there's not one person, there's plenty. Indonesia, Arabic, Egypt, Saudi. There's always children learning it the way it is.
Right. So actually, what's probably easier is if we try going backwards instead. So that one you've got there with the Arabic that's in it.
Yeah.
Do you know if there's a source for that Arabic? Is there any specific school or text that was used to produce the Arabic that you have in the Quran there?
The Arabic is language, and the Arab was like English, you know. The Arab, they speak, when the Quran was revealed, it was revealed in Arabic tongue, so they can understand.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to find out, so the Arabic there, is there a, or do you know what the oldest book or text or folio, whatever you want to call it, that you can find with that same Arabic in it? Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
Do you know what it is?
I guess what I was going to say, all the books, old and new, written by Arabic, they will be. This book actually preserve the Arabic language in itself, because it contained a lot of the pure Arabic, original Arabic way of speaking, because like the Egyptian and the Lebanese and the Syrian and the Iraqi, each have their own dialect and accent.
Yeah,
but what preserve it, this one preserve all of this. You understand what I mean?
Yeah, no, but I think I suppose I have to try and ask it a different way. So that Arabic that's there, that what you see there, say in the, I don't know, let's say at the beginning of the Ottoman Empire, which is 12 something.
Yeah.
Would there have been a Quran with the same Arabic as what you've got there at that time?
when was collected, it was collected the way it is, but without this one.
Yeah, the
this
mark.
one. But only the letters.
Yeah.
The same letters, but you wouldn't know if it have a dot above or underneath. When they put the dot give you the right pronunciation. So it make it clear for the one who's reading it to understand. Because if I say ma qalu, if I put the two dot underneath, it will have no meaning. So when you put the two dot over this, it will give you the letter as it is. So it make it more clear.
Yeah.
And easy.
Right. I think.
I give you an example. There's three letters. This one is H, like H.
Right.
This is a G. This is H.
Okay.
And look, without the point in or above, I wouldn't know. And the same is if I put it like this. Hey, Jin, hey. And this is Rain, this is Zain. This is Ra, this is Zain. This is Sin, this is Shin. Sin, Shin. So if I remove those, this is Sin. But if we put it in a word, let's say Shamas, it have the two letters together with Mim. This is Mim, Shamas, that means sun.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
You see how significant it is?
Yeah, I understand that. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find the link between so you have the original writings, which because this is the part I find strange is that they would have been reciting the Quran and then they write it down, but then with the letters they had, what they would have to have done is, even though someone might have said two different words, the scribe, as he was listening to it and writing it down, because they only had the 16 original, the original letters.
28.
Well, that's now, but apparently it was 16 before, at the beginning, in the time.
I don't think so, because as long as recitation of the Prophet, it includes all the letter. That means the letter well there.
Yeah, so when you speak.
Only when they do, because there was, they used to write at the time, before the time of the Prophet, they used to be very well known for poem, and they used to write it down and even put it in the Kaaba itself to preserve it, because it used to be, they used to be very good and poem and this stuff. This is what I'm saying.
Right. So that I suppose one example that I'd looked up was the you heard of the Topkapi manuscript? Right. So you see that's the Topkapi manuscript. Yeah. So would you be able to use that to actually say to read that and then have that as the Quran as it is now?
For people now to have it like this, even if I recite it, I would be able to recite it the way it is. So if I write it down without vowel, because I know the surah by heart, I can adjust it.
Right. Yeah. All right. But going back to the original question, so this text here, Oh yeah, but I suppose you already said that you'd say that you wouldn't know what kind of Arabic is in that slate which is in heaven.
What I'm saying is, it will be the same, regarding point or not point. For me, what God's saying to me, that everything is preserved according to His knowledge, where it doesn't concern me, because God would not bring people and tell them, look, this is what I wrote on the board, and this is what I revealed to you, because He already revealed to us what we have.
Right, but I suppose I just find it a little bit odd that he'd reveal it.
Yeah.
But if it was obviously God would know in the future,
Yeah.
you'd think He would have taught them how to do the dots, since He knew that would have known that would have been necessary in the future.
Didn't God make it easier for them to memorize it orally, then later on make it simpler, because everything is progressing, as we can say. For example, when you do something original and people make it better and better and better, and this is what it is. So the prophet, he have just to reveal it, and orally people are hearing it and writing it down to make it easier for others. The scholar who come after that, they come up with what we call tanween, like damme, fatha, over the letter, so make it easier to know how to pronunciate it the way it was pronounced. And for God, it will have no issue, but the issue is for us.
Right, because I suppose one of the reasons why I was asking this, this kind of a question is, do you think that the Arabic which is in the Qurans all around the world, would you say it's the same?
Yes, it is the same.
Right, and would you say that the letters, the actual the words printed in all the Qurans is the same?
It's the same, yeah.
All right, so this
I have a video. There's two riwayat. There's two qira'at. There's some qira'at of Hafs and some of Warsh.
Yeah.
And there was some words, the same words, with different dotted differently.
Yeah.
And North Africa, they pronounce it different from the other one.
Right.
And I have a video about it. See it, then we talk next week. My name is Islam Defender and Yahya. And you will see the video talking about the difference and recitation of the Quran.
Right. But in that video, did you mention the one about the missing word?
I'm not aware of the missing word.
All right. Well, actually, you've got
You're
your...
a Christian or a Muslim?
No, Christian.
You're a Christian.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Because you've got your Quran there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
show me. What do you want to show me?
Yeah, I'll show you. So if you go to, it's 57, Surah 57, 20, I think it's 24.
Okay.
Or it might be... Hold on.
Okay. What do you have in Surah Al-Hadid different from...
all right, let me just...
What we have here, he's saying there is missing word in the Quran from between two Quran. and I have a video about it regarding the difference in qira'at recitation between Hafs and Warsh. And I explain, I put some lot of word and I explain the difference. And
It's well known by Muslims.
he's saying that there's missing word, which I don't. I'm waiting for you.
Yeah, I'm just.
Because for you, obviously, read the Arabic, I don't, so I'll let you have
Just trying to find this.
This is not 57. This.
Oh yeah.
This is another one. This is not
Oh
57.
yeah.
So
yeah,
57 is al hadid.
No. Yeah, this is missing letter. It's missing. Yeah, this is missing. Yeah, it should be 57.
Yeah, this is 57. Yeah.
Yeah, it should be 57:24. If I remember.
إن الله هو الغني الحميد. The one you saying هو. Yeah.
Although it's off by one, so you'll have to.
You want to say this one. فإن الله هو الغني الحميد. فإن الله الغني الحميد.
Yeah, see that little.
Yeah. I talk about this in my video as well. I mention it
All right.
because ومن يتولى فإن الله الغني الحميد. ومن يتولى فإن الله هو الغني الحميد. Okay.
Yes, it's that one.
Yeah, I mentioned it in my. This is, I guess, the recitation of Warsh.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
this is Hafs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mentioned it as well. I have a collection. I mention all of them. So see the video.
All right. What do you? All right. Let me get the name of it. So what do you call it?
Warsh.
No. You said that you had a video.
Yeah. Islam Defender Yahya. This is my channel, Islam Defender Yahya. Why didn't look at YouTube? Why didn't you look at YouTube? This will give you straight away.
No. I'll look it up later.
Okay. Islam Defender Yahya.
Yeah. What's the video called? Or when did you do it?
Go on the video and you will find it. The difference in recitation, Warsh and Hafs.
Right.
You will see it.
It's in English.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's plenty for you to see. Yeah.
But I suppose the interesting thing is, which scholars agree with your explanation?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, so you don't.
Maybe they will reject my explanation. Some people will agree, some people will disagree. That's the way we are as a human.
But shouldn't there be a united front from Muslims on the
This is what I told you. I told you there is the recitation, which I agree with, is Hafs, not Warsh.
Right.
Because according to Warsh, I explain why I disagree. Why I disagree with this one. Because as he says, like, فإن الله هو الغني الحميد. فإن الله الغني الحميد. It sounds there's something missing, like Z. And huwa, it points you straight to the one you're talking about.
Right.
While the other one, it sounds like it's missing. And this is the difference.
Yeah, but the thing about this is that to me, what it shows though is that the oral, that means oral preservation isn't perfect.
You can say that.
Yeah.
You can say that. Still, if there's only one letter
Yeah, but
one word is not gonna change the overall meaning of the verse as a whole.
yeah, but what the problem you have there is, how do you know what else went missing?
This is why when I put the differences, I give the right, because I am Arabic speaker, so I know which sound right.
It makes more sense. Yeah.
And more sense and more logic, and according to the Arabic language grammar, which is more appropriate to be.
But so you're saying that every time you always agree with Hafs?
I agree with Hafs more than Warsh. Yeah.
Oh, but there's some times where Warsh might make more sense.
I don't think so, because there's another verse which talking about وكم من نبي قاتل معه ربيون كثيرون فما وهنوا وما استقاموا. Robert Christian was talking about this as well, and that's why I try to give the explanation of the verse itself, because it says how many of a prophet have died with him, lot of companions, but they didn't.
Or they fought, or they died. They fought.
They fought.
Yeah.
But according وكم من قاتل معه, but because the first verse وكم من نبي قتل معه die with him and قاتل معه. This guy is something with his brain.
Yeah, but it's not just him, it's other people as well.
I mean, it's too much.
Seems like there's something going around.
Like, what's going on?
I don't know.
You know, I explain everything according to how I see it, more logic to be accepted, and that's why I disagree with Warsh.
But so do you? So you're saying that you don't know of any scholars who would?
I'm not going to find out any scholar who agree with me or disagree with me. This is my opinion, and everybody entitled to his opinion.
But don't you think it's something that you should do as a Muslim in order to get coherence?
I just done it as a response for what's being claimed by Rob Christian, by Christian Prince, and all of this, and that's it. Let everybody see it and let everybody comment. If they feel that I am wrong, they can correct me.
Yeah, but that's one thing I kind of noticed though, a lot though, that even when I'm watching, you ever watched Mufti Abu Layth?
Not much, no.
Because I've noticed that he's kind of complaining about a similar thing where he has disagreements about Islam, and he sometimes when I'm watching him, he'll have all these different scholars who he says that I'll talk to this guy, I'll talk to that guy, or this guy doesn't want to talk to me. So
I am the same. For me, there's a lot of hadith. It opposes the Quran, which I reject. People, they don't like it. Some people, they want to accept anything without even reflecting. But the holy book is the Quran, not hadith book. So any hadith which contradicts the Quran, I will put it as a rubbish, because it's degrading. And the hadith can be fabricated, because after the Prophet there was a lot of people, they hate the Prophet, they want to put anything to lower his weight. And that's why I don't agree with everything. I agree there is some hadith go four category: da'if, weak, fabricated, not authentic, and da'if.
I think Sahih, Da'if, Madu, and Hassan.
Hassan, yeah. That means they Hassan is like they agree with it, but they are not 100%.
Yeah.
You know, so what's your name?
Michael.
Michael,
Yeah.
you have a channel yourself?
Yeah. It's Israelites will return to take down Islam.
Is the name of your channel?
Yeah, that's what it's called.
What is song's name?
Yeah, I know.
What's the
but-
name?
No, Israelites will return to take down Islam.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. But
I never see it.
no, it's a combination of two things. That's all. But
I will try to find it. Maybe I can argue with you.
yeah, but no, because it's just that I've noticed that. But the interesting thing is, you get a similar thing with the Christians as well. And I know that a lot of Muslims try to show a united front, but it seems to me that it's still very fragmented as well, especially amongst your scholars. And even with you saying, you've come out with this explanation of where you're trying to explain the Arabic, so you're doing it in a scholarly way. So I'd have thought that at least some scholars would have teamed up with you.
I don't know who I am. I am a person not well known, and I have my own private channel. I done it just to defend Islam the way I am able to. Yet, I don't know any scholar. Like, I didn't sit with anyone to talk about this kind of subject, and nobody opens the subject with me.
But I just thought that it's, and this is the other thing about it, is that it's, to the you could say the faithful Muslim, they get shown the united front. But I think part of the reason why we had this problem with Yazakadi is because too much stuff was hidden.
Yeah.
And
there's nothing hidden.
but
I don't know regarding Yasser Qadi. I never watched his video, and there's always I hear from the Christian about he's talking about this and this and this, and there's an argument. I didn't come to this level, so people argue with me anyway. What can you do?
But I suppose what it seems to have happened is that it's as if. This is how I see it anyway. It might be a bit derogatory, but it's as if the Muslim scholars, before then, they had a very good united front where we tell the faithful one set thing. It might not be true, but at least the faithful will get to be encouraged and think, oh, Islam is the best, etc. And then even when Abu Layth was talking to one of these, the Shazan Ahmed, something like that, Pakistani guy. Abu Layth was talking to him and about the the Aruf and Yahruf, and he was saying that he even admitted it, that what essentially happens is that all the stuff that they're talking about, the differences, they discuss this behind doors, and then when it comes to speaking to the faithful, they just have one set message for them. So it's as if they're saying that, oh well, the faithful, they're not good enough to handle this, so you better keep it quiet and just give them all the same standard as Yazakadi, the standard narrative. But it seems almost as if what happened with Yazakadi is that something in his head, he just didn't like having to do that sort of how do you say, the double... It's like he's living a double life, because every time he's talking to the normal faithful Muslims, he's got to speak the standard narrative, like he said. But when he comes to the scholars, now they can talk about all the different difference in the Quran, the Arabic, and how you might say this or that, etc. But so it is like he was living in a double life, and he just somehow he didn't like it, and he just cracked. But the fact that he had to do that means that obviously that sort of double life thing. There's obviously lots of other scholars doing that. So it seems to me that's actually a big problem that no one seems to be trying to fix. Obviously, I'm a Christian, so I don't really care. But I'm just saying that. It seems
for me as a Muslim, we look at the message as we have it, and there's the Quran is not to be hidden, and if you want to take a letter off, and this is what I say, overall the meaning, all the point of the coming of the Prophet is to unite people in obedience to God. And it's the same message being laid again for everyone. There's only one God, and obey Him and submit to Him and worship Him only. And this is what it is. Regarding a letter more or letter less, as long as the meaning, you can understand the meaning overall.
Yeah, but
You know, like I look at you and I tell you, no, this one is missing, it's not right. That means all year round.
But the way I see that this problem stems from is the fact that what the scholars are trying to do is it's their way of going against the Bible by saying the Quran is perfect. So because they were using that as their standard mantra, it's like they had to now make up a little bit, to make it sound good. And of course the faithful loved it. But the problem is they were, by doing that, they're actually using deception. It's as if a lot of the scholars didn't seem to mind doing that. But then when you look at the Christian side, their scholars will actually be truthful about what they're actually being presented with. So of course the Dawah people are taking advantage of that, the honesty of the Christian scholars, to actually say, there's this problem, that problem in the Bible, and they built up this perfect Quran. But it's as if that them doing that's what the actual problem is, and they caused the problem by trying to do that. So what they should really, I reckon the scholars should come and say, okay, we were wrong. Here's the Quran, and
if people, we are very different. If people want to just perfection in something, they will always come up with stuff to diminish its perfection. The perfection is for God, and God reveals this, and overall what I said, the message was what I'm saying. Regarding the Quran talk about there's two face of the Quran. The face which is you take facely, and there is a lot of hidden coded stuff in the Quran. Talk about the unseen, talk about the planet, talk about destiny, talk about everything. So the scholars now it's up to the scholar to, and every scholar have different mindset about what he's looking for, and and this is what is amazing. For example, let's say, and medicine. Medicine in general is old, but every doctor, he study one set of children, women, so
different parts of the body.
And this is what I'm trying to say. The Quran is like this book which contain lot of lot of coded, but it's for the purpose of the person to reflect upon God. What do you want to say?
No, I was going to say that all what you're saying there. So now you're speaking like a Christian scholar, and you're actually but this is pretty much what the Christian scholars are saying in regarding all the different differences between manuscripts, etc.
Okay.
They say it's just like how you said it.
But fair enough.
But the thing is, what you said there, the Muslim scholars, they had a different message for their faithful.
Okay, what can I do?
Well, you're a Muslim as well, isn't it? So there's a difference between you and those scholars.
Okay.
So, but here's the big problem. Who's the true Muslim? You or those scholars?
The true Muslim, let me tell you who's the true Muslim.
Yeah.
The true Muslim is the one who submit to God, worship God, and don't take any partner with him, and believe and be in peace with himself, with his belief, and with God. This is the true Muslim, and says the truth the way he see it. And the way I see it, the way I talk it. I'm not going to use deceit or hidden stuff. I am straightforward. What I see right, I say, and it's my opinion.
Right.
And God will judge me.
So any scholars who use deceit, would you say is what they're doing wrong? Would you say?
Of course,
Okay.
anyone using deceit to cheat other people from the truth is not right.
Okay. All
The
right.
sincerity, as a Muslim, sincerity is the most important thing, and faith and belief.
That's true.
Because if somebody not sincere, he is wicked. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Have a
All
lovely
right. All right. Yeah. Thanks.
Israelites will return to take down Islam.